Well, I know what to do, is what I hear very often from people that aren't doing it. They're struggling, they ain't getting it done, so what's missing? Well, maybe you just need to go to a meeting, kind of like a mastermind group or AA. Why would you go to one of those places? Because you're underperforming. You were made for more than you're getting. None of us is as good as all of us. I was leading a group. It was at a Jazzercise studio, and there was about 7 or 8 women on the front row, and I just went down and I asked them, because we had started a 21-day transformation where you're supposed to do certain things, and it's difficult. You don't eat after 7:30. You only eat what's on the list. And I said, what do you give yourself for the week? A, B, C, D, or F? And the first lady said, well, I got a C+. I missed this. I didn't do that. I didn't have time to walk. And the next lady, well, I got a B, and I got a C-. And everybody was struggling. I got to the last lady. I said, what do you give yourself? She said, I'm a principal of an elementary school. I had 500 hoodlum kids running around yelling and screaming for all week. I had teachers asking me for things I couldn't help them with, couldn't give them, didn't want to give them. Some of them grateful, some of them not. Stressed out all week long. She said, and I give myself an A. I did everything I was supposed to do. You know what that did for the rest of them there? It challenged them. It encouraged them. None of us is as good as all of us. You need help from other people. You think you're going to get it done on your own. How's it been working for you? How you doing? Not so good? Get to a meeting. Until we see the problem as severe as it actually is, then any solution that's presented is going to seem extreme and unnecessary. Well, I don't need that. This attitude that I don't need that, I can do it, hadn't been working for you. Look, let's be honest. Look at you. Bigger than you've ever been, yet you're going to sit here and say, well, I know what to do. Well, you ain't doing it. It's unnecessary. Well, you're willing to stand in line for basketball tickets all day long, or a big TV, or a pizza, but the idea of going to a meeting on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday for this, well, I don't need that. What's the evidence that you really care? That this is really important to you? My daughter recently stood outside and camped out like all night long for some coupons for Pick 2s at Panera. And that's great. But we'll stand in line for things like that. But go to a meeting? Well, it's not that bad. I'm only 85 pounds overweight. I don't need a meeting. Well, when do you need a meeting? Too busy. It's Christmas time. We're going to make special cookies and we got the kids coming in. I don't have time for that. Well, you'll stand in line for the basketball tickets. And even if you're not struggling and you've lost 20 or 30, 50 or 80 pounds, you still ought to go to a meeting, because I guarantee you that devil is at the door saying, come on back in here. And your flesh finds it appealing. There's something inviting to go right back where you were at your worst. You know what you need to do? You don't need to walk. You need to run to a meeting.